What is the country of destinations we are going to discuss today?
Ethiopia. Is she located in Africa?
Yes, to be specifically, Ethiopia is commonly known as All North Africa. The Greater of Africa is defined by the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, which comprises 8 countries. Let me turn in the fake idea by explaining it in numbers. There are over 100 million people are residing in Ethiopia now, with a 2.85% population growth rate. Ethiopia has an expansive pyramid. She has a large proportion of younger age group, and populations decrease with an increasing age. The two age range, 0 to 14 years and 15 to 24 years, have already accounted for more than half of the total Ethiopia populations. In contrast, there are only around 6.85% of people who age 55 or above. This suggests a great discrepancy between the young and the old age groups in terms of population size, indicating the country is having a high birth rate with low life expectancy. Ethiopia ranks 174 out of 188 countries.
Never underestimate the power of NCDs. In fact, Ethiopia is continuously suffering from double disease burden. Deaths caused by NCDs in Africa will even exceed the combined mortality from communicable, maternal, perinatal, and nutritional diseases, become the major common causes of death in 2030. The epidemiological transition in Ethiopia is gradually shifting from infectious to NCDs with attribution of modifiable behavioral risk factor.
CVDs ranks the second most common causes of death behind specific disease, accounting for the major proportions of deaths of 42% and 24% of the daily loss. It is a group of disease affecting our hearts and blood vessels, including these.
Right. According to WHO, CVDs have the largest population of mortality among NCDs, accounting for 9% of total death in all ages and both sexes.
For the population's pyramid of Ethiopia, I can see a younger age group has the highest number of deaths from the cardiovascular disease and other non-communicable disease, often in their productive years.
For dietary factors, nearly 9 in every 10 diet-related deaths came from CVDs. The rate of disease burden related to poor diet has slightly decreased, whereas their contribution to NCDs will remain stable. A report launched by WHO in 2011 had indicated tobacco consumption in Ethiopia, and at time smoking prevalence was 4%, whereas study conducted in rural area of Ethiopia had demonstrated 11.5% male and 0.2% females were smokers. Cut chewing is a risk factor towards CVDs in consideration of its increasing trend among young adults in the country. One study had illustrated higher weight index was correlated with chewing cut behavior, as cut producers are usually categorized in the rich and have more opportunity to chew cuts during cultivation and business time. In Ethiopia, increase in age, those residing in urban areas are reported to have higher alcohol consumption. Blood pressure may represent the principal risk factors in Ethiopia, particularly in urban areas. The risk of cardiovascular morbidity and mortality associated with hypertension may even higher in Africans. The prevalence of raised blood pressure in Ethiopia ranges from 8% in rural Buttaja to 30% in Addis Ababa.
Absolutely, it is of note that people living with infectious disease also have higher chance to suffer from getting CVDs. HIV infections is related with increased CVD risk, possibly associating with HIV-associated inflammations and immune activations. This reveals CVD is more likely to occur if HIV situation is not treated with adequate and proper control, especially in urban areas with a higher HIV-infected proportions. CVD poses a great financial risk on households in countries without universal health coverage, including Ethiopia. Ethiopia is currently adopting out-of-pocket financing system in which OOP payments constitutes for 1/3 of the total health expenditure. Seeking healthcare for CVDs presents substantial financial burden on households in Addis Ababa, whereas poor households have even faced a copious financial risk compared to the richer.
Programs for the prevention and control of CVDs in Ethiopia should give priority to the prevention of high blood pressure and its precursors, such as physical inactivity, overweight, and obesity.
The government should also put efforts in health financing systems, such as diminishing the proportions of out-of-pocket payment and increasing government-subsidized programs, since NCDs require long-term capital investment compared to communicable or infectious diseases.
To alleviate the growth of NCDs in Ethiopia, the government should improve the health financing system within a country.
Lastly, the government should consider conducting nationwide survey on NCDs rates among both urban and rural areas for proper resources allocation.